Hello, this is Tennille from Savvy WordPress Training and Pretty Little Pixels, and I want to share with you today a plugin that I found called the WordPress FAQ Manager. Now, I thought this would be a good plugin to share because I know there's been a lot of questions about FAQs for your website. I know a lot of people are starting to build their products or their community, and I thought this would be a great plugin to share with you today. So I'm going to go into my dashboard. You can download it from this plugin directory on wordpress.org right here, or you can just do it within your plugins on your WordPress website, which I've already done. So you could go to plugins, add new, and then type in FAQ Manager, but I've already installed it. So I'm going to go through it a little bit with you here. So I'm on the FAQ page here, and I don't have any FAQs created. So what I'm going to show you first is the FAQ topics, which I think it's important to start with your topics. I've already installed a couple, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to go in there and just add a few topics. Okay, just a second here. Okay, so I've just created a couple that are topics in my business: WordPress website design and logo design. And I'm going to add another one here. Let's say Facebook or social media design. Social media marketing design. And I'll just go ahead and do a friendly URL slug here. And for my topics, I don't really need to have a parent, but if you had a category with lots of little subcategories, you might use a parent, but it's just not something I need. I'm going to go ahead and type a description. Design for Facebook banners, avatars. Let's just say avatars. I can spell, let's go. Twitter backgrounds. And all your social media design needs. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and add that FAQ topic into the mix here. So now I have 3 topics, and I'm going to go back to the add a new FAQ because I don't have any actual questions in this FAQ manager, but I do have my topics. So let's go ahead and add a new FAQ. How much does a custom WordPress website cost? Something everybody wants to know. Okay, and then I would just fill in my answer into this editor here. And let's jump over to this right-hand side. You can see I have save as a draft, preview, publish. And I already have the topics down below, so I'm just going to click WordPress, and I could even add my new FAQ topics right here if there's a different category I think it falls under. And then we have tags. Now I already installed a few tags here, but I can just say choose from most used. Oh, I don't have any. So I'm going to go ahead and hit WordPress, add, website design, add, and pricing. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those tags. And then featured image. Featured image is something common on WordPress. I might include an image with my answer to this question, but for now I'm just going to leave that blank. And then down below, if I needed a custom field for this. I do not need a custom field. But there's also this discussion tag. Now, this discussion thing is very important because you need to know whether you want dialogue on this FAQ manager. If you want to allow people to comment on the FAQ, you would hit allow comments. But I'm going to go ahead and take that one off. And then you have the author tab. So if you have several people who help manage your WordPress, you might have a separate tab, a user profile for that person. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it as Pretty Little Pixels here. And then we have the WordPress URL. I'm going to leave it as a normal URL so I can see what that URL here is on the permalink at the top. It's just going to be prettylittlepixels.com/question. How much does a new website, a custom website, cost? So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. And then now I've created my very first FAQ question. I'm going to go ahead and create one more so we have a couple to look at. Let's do this. Is WordPress easy to use? Something a lot of people want to know as well, because a lot of people don't feel like they're very tech savvy, and that could deter them from a WordPress website. But I feel like it's a really easy platform. So I'm going to go ahead and put that again under WordPress website as the topic. And for the tags, I'm going to go ahead and choose from my one I already created, WordPress. And I'm going to go ahead and add training to that. And all of that stays the same down below, and I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. Now the reason I wanted to show you a couple of them is because under this FAQ tags, we have the sort FAQs. So if you have, tons of FAQs and you decide you want them in a certain order, this is where you can sort them. You can just easily drag and move one of the FAQs, and this sort function will be automatically updated. So it's really nice to have that. And lastly, I just want to share with you the settings for this plugin. There's a few things you can do. You can, these display options are something that you can use to manage the look of your website. If you have a very specific design and you have a CSS for your website, this is where you can kind of use whatever you've created with your CSS and manage the look of the FAQ manager. And here's some of the content options. You can redirect all of your FAQ archive and single posts into a single FAQ page. That might be very helpful. Or you might need to include them in your RSS feed. So just a few options there. And then the SEO options. If you wanted to have no follows in your FAQ, that would probably be more of the, if you have a lot of different links going all over the place, you might want to attach the no follow. I think it's a good rule of thumb to always do no follow. So I would go ahead and hit save changes on that one. Okay, so that's the FAQ manager. I hope that it helps. I hope you're able to implement this into your WordPress website and get started. This has been Tennille from Savvy WordPress Training and Pretty Little Pixels, and I will have more tips for you next WordPress Wednesday. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit like, and I'll have more for you next week.